Alrighty then, I hope you're up on these insane edge entry trades that I posted last week. Buy low, sell high. I know it sounds really stupid, but that's how the markets are. And dumber you are, the more money you make. Always guaranteed. Don't overthink this stuff. So here's the channel of the euro to the yen. And this is always bizarre when the market does these, just goes kooky, sideways channel. And people buy at the edge of that. When you blow through it like this, you can kind of see that coming. Because if you had your, if people had stops in here, because they're like, if it goes lower than that, then I don't want to be in there. So if you bought that stop off them, and then people had stops back here too. So you buy their stops off them, then you also have buy limits every 100 pips. You could run this all the time. It wouldn't have mattered really. You could have done the same scenario here. When this market was going down, you always want to buy low. So you'd buy this stop here. And you're underwater by X pips, you buy this. Every 100 pips you buy, it goes down. So by the time it comes back up here, you've made back this one. If you still held through the pain of that, that's presupposing you've got like a 600 pip stop on that. So swing trading, you may want to put in. It's not how many dollars though. You don't want to trade big on those wide stops. Because you're swing trading, you're trying to have to blow the account up. You know, you can't load into some wacky swing trade. If you want to keep everything linear as far as risk, but sizing, the sizing creates the order that's the maximum amount of dollar risk. So you have to backwards take it from what are you willing to risk on the wild side. So if your smallest position you can trade is a 1K, then maybe you want to risk $100, put 1,000 pips stop in, and say, yeah, I'll risk $100 because if I'm down like $50 on that trade, I mean, I guess I can wait till I'm only down $30 and just get the hell out, right? Take a $300 pip loss, but you can always, whatever your comfort zone is. So I would say if you're going to trade, swing trade and do wacky trades, start off really small. But if you're going to do like stuff where, imagine you had orders down at the bottom here, at the edge of the market here. These are 100 pip handles, so, you know, you're looking to trade at least 40 different tickets down here. So this one may not got filled. This one probably didn't get filled either. So if you had an order here to buy, no fill, no fill. This one filled, that one filled, this one, this one, this one. But it literally is like this, right? And you bought here, you bought based on this low. You're up on those trades right now. Presupposing you have a stop this big, you could say you're up on that trade. You could dump the whole position right now. This one was supposed to make this much at least, right? So the problem is that if you're going to keep your ratios good, that if you bought, even if you bought here, you need to have a stop like this. But this order was going to make X. It hasn't made it yet. It's better to have a bunch of orders here. Put like 20 orders here in this thing. So it's a pack of orders. And then each of these orders, say the guy that buys here, and the ones that never got filled, so Maybe you're long on every 10 pips. So 100 pips here, you're in a 10K. You're in a 20K. But within that grid, you have to create the fractal exit too. All the exits. So each order, say, is a entry approximately here, but there's 10 orders on that one. Maybe this right here, 50 pip window, and your stops like this, and your take profits look like this. But this is where you get in. You're in like this. You have to write scripts like that in this way, or place orders like that. That's a retracement styled. It's designed to get in a dense pack here with stops and take profits. But there's a ratio. If you're going to buy a 200 pip window, you're going to have a stop, kind of a progressive stop, kind of soft, kind of hard. But your exits need to be like, you got to have a scalp. Since that's such a wide zone, well, actually you can't have a scalp like that. It's because your stop's too wide. So you got to get out here. And maybe this is the top order of that bank. And the stop for that, if it really is way down there, then that's not good. So it's going to look more like, the problem is you have to gauge how big your iceberg, how big your entry window is. Put a hard stop on it, it's easy. Because then you can scale out your take profits like that. It's probably better just psychologically. And so you're getting a range with a hard stop. This is your lowest risk entry. This is your worst. So this has to look, and this could just be 10 pips. So inside of here are these smaller ones. They're going to get crushed. Yeah, they're going to get stopped out, but what about the pack that buys here with the hard stop? That's going to be your biggest winning exit. So you're almost out of that trade right now. But it means coming in with all your orders below here with the hard stop, looking to make. So just because the market's going down doesn't mean you can't be putting orders in here for the kickback. So it just happens 4 hours later than right now. Instead of trading at the market, you're just going to get in because they came down and filled you. 100 pip window. I mean, you're at break even right now. That's why a lot of people will be selling that, because they bought that double bottom. But comes back here, you got buy limits, you reload that whole scenario too. Here's a double reload. You started buying everything below here, and you had scalps built in, you dumped it, you could have reloaded that. It's a lot of reloads for the same scenario, but the pip ranges might change a little bit. It's always it's harder work to drop them manually, but if you drop them manually, eventually you figure out how you want to do them in auto style. That way you can just go back to, you could just write a script to go auto and say, oh, I just want to get in I'll buy every 50 pips for the next 8 hours with a hard stop. So the market would come down into order bank. This, look at the wick on this. I guess in New Zealand, just nuts, right? And this is going up. It's pretty easy to see what's going on here, isn't it? You want to buy everything on the edge here. This is the other trade. Buy on the edge of the channel. If you put a equidistant channel on that, just gonna fatten that up. Can't really see it, but Yeah, it's just no brainer, right? Looks like it's still going up, but all the fun was down here, I think. Buying at the extreme and just, I'd be out already. Go flat during this, but that's okay. It's going to drift out of this. It's going to drift up into, I guess there's always something left on the table there for, I mean, that is the weekly chart, for God's sakes. But still pull back, retest this, and that is the right up on resistance right now. But I'd already be out of that, I guess. Here's the dollar Swiss. Looks ready to cave in. Looks ready to take out this line. I think it's had it. I think Euro's going up. This guy's going down. It's going to start cleaning house. It's going to get ugly. Yeah, I think it's baked. I talked about selling it up there. But see how they did the wick? That was your entry. I think that was it. That thing's cooked. See, I thought it was rolling over last week. This bottom. I said this bottom looked like the place that was going to turn around. But, still looks like maybe they trapped the other guys. Yeah. But if it takes this line out, yikes. That baby's going to hell. So, Australia going to kill New Zealand there. Once they break this point, of course they've been flirting with it. We're going up hard. Going all the way to here. Well, of course, first we have to stop off at this double top back here. But yeah, that's going to be something else. They took that thing to the woodshed. But Australia was killing across the boards. 2 weeks ago, everybody knew that. This looks like a scalper's dream. Put your buy limits down here. That thing's still melting. It's not done tanking. This looks like a good place to sell on a scalp. That's just too many damn currencies, but yeah, crude oil. Duh. Alright. Knock it on 40. So, here's your exit points. Get out here. Get out this bottom. But yeah, that's I think 40 by this week, and then maybe pull back down here. But eventually we're going to go for $47. Remember 50? Wow, look how they put that major thing in at 50. Oh, they love that 50. $50 a barrel. Yeah. Hey, listen, stuff's balancing out. Things are getting quiet now. Go back to business as usual. No more frantic running around. Yeah. Weather's good. Nobody dropped a nuclear bomb today. It's a great place to be. It's a great time to be alive. And dollar cat dripping down. A couple more drips here. We're going to go crushing south. Still dripping. Still melting. No buy signal. I guess you could say it ricocheted off this thing, but we could come all the way back to these twin peaks, this major top here. I buy in here like crazy for a bounce, for about 200 pip bounce. Other than that, this dollar CAD. I mean, look at the monthly. That's why. Look at that thing. Forget about it. Still dripping. Might process of breaking this trend line. But I'm not going to buy it. I buy it on stops. If you put buy stops above this thing in the daily. But boy, it's pretty iffy right now. Things on the edge of the abyss to the south. It's gonna keep sliding away, sliding away. Trend line of break is this one, so we could break that. That definitely is a place to start putting buy stops in. But they could really get a serious 200 pip wick on this thing this week. So I would step aside for at least the next 20 hours. A 4-hour chart. You put buy stops on that. Got your first fractal enclosed there, that first peak. Little baby mountain. Put a buy stop there, walk away. Nothing you could do is going to change that. If you put your stop here, they might do a cruel hoax and take you in, take you out. So that's always the risk on that entry. But maybe put your buy limit here, and if you did that, you want to get out there. You just want to scalp. Always scalping. There's not that many. You're not going to see. Look at all this chatter here. Look how they just. Then it makes a move. Well, if you try to. You're either going to keep selling this on every 4 hours, you know, keep pulling the trigger. But look at this. If you have your stops in too tight, even though you're short, it doesn't mean you can ride that train. So always better to get on the limit scalps. Get your sell limits up here, and you're making something. It may not follow through down, but at least you're making something off that top. Same thing on the bottoms. If you have your buy limits below the close, better to start thinking about buying this on limits. I got maybe a couple stops to overpay, but Canadian dollar is just notorious for just stopping you in like that, screwing you over. It's manipulated. But this thing, wow, this looks like dollar CAD. Now this I'd be putting my buy limits about right here, right now, down at this. And the exit for that trade is going to be, these are just the retracement trades that if the market should come down here, I'm going to buy here and then dump here. So just going to buy and dump. But this thing's about to have some serious but yeah, we've been in process of filling all. Just keep on taking out these stops like a zipper. Okay, got our buy signal. Euro dollar. Top of the hour. We're just gonna get on stops. Oops. Doesn't like it when you press the buttons too fast. So have some patience, people. Okay. See on these markets. Yeah, they're just going to fuck straight line already. So, they just cleaned this thing down. Took it out like a zipper. But, I don't know. This is like the last shoe to drop there. There's this vapor lock. Scalping territory to the maximum. Quick, easy money here. If you had the trend line drawn from back here, you had the classic break, and then it finds resistance, break, finds resistance. You know, same story, but gotta think about buying this now. Coming near the entry, the launch pad. Okay, next item up for bid is the, oh hell, I don't care. This was the scalp. I talked about this scalp up here where you're going to put your, you had your sell limits here for the kickback, but this is going up now, looks like. Looks like euro's going to kill the pound. Pound's in trouble. I don't know. I guess those people just making too much mutton or something. They're doing something wrong. But that looks itching to pop up again. But hell, I mean, euro may be unstoppable now. I like that euro. I like that E. It's like the E channel I used to watch on TV. Ooh, this thing is just gonna, man, that's going up. So the yen's gonna get killed. Dollar yen, I gotta buy a signal there tonight. This is going up. 117. It's just below 117 there. Obviously. There's a daily. I come back up to the floor there. Two dojis on a weekly. Come on. Buy stops right near the top of that hammer. That's going up. Okay, so this looks just like yeah, this you got to buy that. You got to buy that is on limits as it goes down for the swing up. It's going to be a brutal reversal. This is a good buy. Look at that. Perfect setup there finally. This was the one I said buy limits here. You're kind of break even right now. But the wick, that's where the money's at. The fast money. So now we can finally anticipate the break of this trend line. So if you're long right now, locked in, you're gonna hold through this. Maybe you dump when it goes up 100 pips and tags that trend line, comes back. So it's flirting with the establishing this, and I can still kick back down into the. So see this top here. Such a big deal in price, 100 pips. Okay, see, that's such wide stops on this stuff. I suppose your stops logically would be back here, below this. But see, here's the 100 pip trade that you have your buy limit at this closing price and your stops here, and you ride it for 200 pips north, 300, 400. That's the trade right now. You're long on this thing. If you had a 100 pip stop, you haven't made your 200 pips yet. But you're only one price pulse away. This isn't like fantasy. Those fantasy traders are like, oh, my exit's up here. I'm like, dude, if you make it to here, and your stop is here, just get out of at least that one position, right? You may have one. You may have one that bought there with a stop here, and it gets out here. You know, buy with a stop out here. Still haven't made that money yet, but man, you know, geez, a trend line break. Wow, golly, look at this bottom here with the big monster pivot. Yeah, so this puppy's wedging out. I think it's itching for a ride. Okay, next disorganized item up for bid. So that's the New Zealand CAD. It doesn't matter. Australia. God, they're going to kill that yen. It's going to cut through all the way through this trend line now. It's over. The wheels are going to come off this thing. So, waiting to buy CAD. Oil, too late to chase to the north. I'd sell it at 40 for a $2 pullback. Yeah, New Zealand's going to play catch up to the breakout in the Australian dollar. We're going all the way up to, and amazingly, they lowered the interest rate. Watch it go up. Explain that to me. It's going up to here. Anyways, that's the weekly update. That's how I see it. I don't know what Dollar Swiss, about ready to go down. That was a sell up there. It's kind of fragile. Up at the top here. It's a resistance swing. I think we're going to melt down. Clean house. I buy it right here for a bounce all the way back to here. That's all I could think of. You know, it's just can't overcomplicate this stuff. But you need wide stops for these things. Here's the British pound coming back up into the floor. This is going up now against the dollar. Dollar's in trouble. We rejected that bottom. That was supposed to be the bottom. It became the top, and we were going to keep going down the channel. Didn't work out. It's not going to happen. I mean, what should happen, but I guess we're right at the middle tine of a pitchfork. I could come back. You gotta hope it comes back, but I'd be definitely covering, removing my taking something off the table there. But that was a scalp. And the original scalp is to buy the very bottom here. You can buy it all the way down and hold into it, and then bail on the top. That's a scalp to me. You're buying everything from this wick down, buy, then you dump right here when it comes back to this, or you hold through that. And this is like happened in the Eurodollar did this on the news on Thursday. Goes down, traps everybody, pauses, and then goes flying up. So this is British pound, should come back up to here. $1.50. Everything will sync up. This goes to $1.50, crude's at $50. I've seen that happen. Everything just syncs up a little bit. All numbers round out. We go into fair value. No more weird, no more odd lots. But yeah. So the pressure's off, and this is the wacky pair. Looks like Euro's going up. Going after this trend line. Try to break that out. Obviously, it's in a uptrend wedge. Have to break that trend line. Yeah, that looks like it's itching to go up. Gotta believe. So yeah, the week's they're kicking it off here. I don't know about that Canadian dollar though. Things in a heap of trouble. No signal there. Just if you're short from the top of that, you're loving it. Man, it's crazy.